vetted. Essentially you need to sign it and we need to post it so that the election is valid.
This is more okay.
Somebody wanna make a motion to approve and sign the election warrant?
I make a motion to approve and to sign the election warrant.
I'll second that.
Now, these are the ones we need to sign?
Yes,
Okay.
each of you
Any
is-
discussion?
sign all of them.
All in favor?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, while we do that, we might as well move on to, the town administrator report. Are you prepared to give us an update on that?
Yes.
Oh, I
So-
gotta grab a pen.
Okay,
So as Jeff alluded to before the meeting, we are now officially acting without David. He is working in a remote capacity when necessary and only billing when I contact him directly in order to help me with something like the Route 68 project or some background on information on things we're doing. So very minimally, and he's very generous with his time, doesn't charge for basic questions. The staff had a lunch for him and was able to say goodbye. In terms of his official goodbye, he will be coming to town meeting on June 7th for the town to say goodbye to him. I think he did an excellent job. Everyone who talks about David said he steered the ship well and with compassion, and I really appreciate him taking care of things while I was doing my bit. I've been focusing on day-to-day operations. The fire union negotiation will resume this week, and finalizing the annual town meeting warrant and budget was my focus today. We talked at length about the warrant and the budget. In terms of capital projects, I reviewed Lombard Road today. The resurfacing project is going really well. More than a dozen culverts have been addressed, and the road has been milled and leveled, and paving will start tomorrow. So the paving will begin tomorrow, it'll go late tomorrow, and then there'll be one more day, and that base coat will be down, followed by a top coat. So that project is moving along swiftly and looks really good.
Not sure who's post more, Hubbardston DPW or Jamie Haddad? Former select board member, who's happy
Yes.
to get his road finally being done, yeah.
mm-hmm.
I'm also reviewing all the other outstanding capital projects. A few of them, people remember voting on vehicles for the fire department and the police department. Both are in the current backlog of vehicles that are purchased nationwide, and we'll have to roll over into next year. They're all ordered, but it's gonna take a while. For example, if you were to try and purchase an ambulance today, it would take 2 years for it to be delivered.
Chief told us this during the all boards meeting. Chief indicated that it was something like that, 18 months to 2 years or something like that for the crazy.
For RAP funding, I will have a final report for you on this. Essentially what we're looking at is several projects for road maintenance. This would be a restorative seal with stone chip and sand mix on Route 62 to preserve a major thoroughfare in town, 2.59 miles of road from Route 68 to the Berrytown line for a cost of $50,000. The entirety of Burnshirt Road, Williamsville Road from Berry to the bridge, New Westminster Road from Merrimeadow Lane to Westminster Town Line, and all of Worcester Road. This would be a reclamite seal, 5.98 miles, and it's $188,000 total.
That's that spray stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
With-
Make sure we put warnings out to people before you do it.
Not just that, in that, you know, cause remember people were all bent out of shape because they thought we were just throwing
I
sand
was like-
everywhere.
Yeah, I drove down that, I was like, oh my god.
just gotta let 'em
I
know
just,
that
yeah, I
you
just
will be
wasn't
sweeping it up.
expecting that.
Right.
Yeah, this is the reclamate's a little bit different, but similar. We will do all of the
Okay.
necessary warnings.
Where is, what'd you say about Route 68? Where's that happening?
Things to Route 68, nothing on Route 68. So, for example, Route 62 from 68 to the Berrytown line.
Got it, okay, yeah, that's all.
And then crack sealing the entirety of the Pinecrest that Travis applied ARPA money for, Burnshirt Road, Williamsville Road, Route 62, Grimes Road, and Berry Road, an estimated $98,000 total. So that is more than he has, $280,000 in RAP. As these estimates come in and he procures them through the state, he would take some roads off that plan, but that is the general maintenance plan. So all of the money for RAP would go towards maintaining roads, and all of Chapter 90 will continue to be new paving and restoration of roads.
Mike, you got a question?
No, just processing.
Okay.
I have a
Trying to talk
question.
slower.
Yes, Caleb?
For like potholes and stuff, is that separate, completely separate? Like, Simon Hill has some pretty massive potholes.
Sure does.
Specifically, and, yeah, is that something that would be taken care of, or is that something that has to be put into?
So, direct answer, road materials are part of the operating budget, so we account for potholes in the maintenance part of the road materials part of the DPW budget.
Okay.
It's also often the first thing that's cut. So, you have to do both. So that's the direct answer, and then my little pitch for more road material money. But anybody that has a pothole concern should contact me or Travis directly, and with some time constraints, we get to it, and usually he knows about it already, but we do like to know when things are broken so we can fix them.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Mike Stahl, 5 Lombard Road. When you went through that, Ryan, I believe you said from Mare Meadow Lane to the Westminster Town line, and from Mare Meadow Lane to Adams Road, Lombard Road, that was just recently repaved. And it's a short section, I'm just wondering why it needs to be sealed so quickly, less than 2 years old.
So what happens, my limited understanding, is the road starts to unravel. So what this does is it binds it back together and makes it last longer. So a 5-year solution becomes a 7 to 10 year solution. So ideally,
Okay,
we
it
would-
extends the life of
It
it?
does, and we've used it already a few years ago, or over the last couple of years anyway, and Travis raves about it.
Okay,
So if we only did new paving in town and no maintaining,
Oh,
then
right,
the roads
right.
would fall apart before we got to them again. So we're trying to do both.
but this is basically quite new paving, and usually you don't have to start to maintain it, you know, in the first or second year.
Well, it's a pretty high volume, we've got 3
a lot
high
of roads.
volume roads, right?
Okay.
So I think that's part of the
Okay,
rationale.
just trying to
I
understand
think
it,
that's part of the rationale.
because like Brigham Hill, you know, it seems like it needs a lot of effort.
We need a new Brigham Hill, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the plan, it would have been done more recently, but the town center project, you don't wanna do it, we wanna do it after that, so.
Thank you.
So do you wanna make your notification while you're here?
That'd be great.
I think you just did, yeah.
So Simon Hill,
I'll back you up.
write
'cause
that down, Simon Hill.
The number on your suspension and the tire
shovel
went
it.
right into that
Uh-huh.
big one. Boy.
Alright, real quick update on end of year budget procedures, you'll be getting some transfers, but most of our stuff's being covered internally. Didn't have a lot of unexpected expenses, and as you know, our expenses have been performing well, so we should be able to cover most things. There will not be many transfers. Memorial Day, talked about it a lot, but my pitch for it, more than 200 Hubbardston resident names are going on a monument for their service during the Vietnam era. Everybody knows my service and my previous work as a veteran director. It would be great to see the town come out and support this new monument. I don't think I've ever seen the energy that this committee has put into making this great, and making it something that honors veterans. It's worth going to, and I hope to see a lot of people there. And then,
You're buzzing in some people too, aren't they?
yeah.
Yep.
And then finally, I'm gonna post this tomorrow, and I won't read it directly, but I was trying to identify some specific things that were done during my absence, and I just can't. The staff just covered for all the things that I normally do. David was great. It's just hard to put into words how much the staff did more than they were supposed to while I was gone to try and keep things going, and that's not always obvious, and I think it should be recognized. And then I have some important dates coming up. Tonight is an important date, voting on the warrant, posting the warrant tomorrow, which will meet our deadline. The Memorial Day Parade is on the 30th, and then as we discussed earlier, June 7th is the annual town meeting, and June 14th is the annual town elections. That is my report.
So as far as our next meeting, what do we,
That would be the night of the town meeting.
well,
Right.
that's Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Are we, I don't think we made it clear whether we were gonna be prior to you coming back, it was discussed whether we thought we were gonna need one or not, and I think we sort of kept it up in the air, like, in the event that something came up, like through the schools or whatever else, we would just sort of keep it open. But at this point, and Heather actually mentioned it tonight to me as well, or today, when she was letting me know about, reminding me about her not being here tonight. So have you thought about it? Have you had discussions with David about that specifically? What are your thoughts?
So I would post a meeting for an hour before town meeting, with you and the finance committee joint.
Yep.
To react, and then also react to whatever comes on Thursday. So, perhaps there'll be an additional meeting, or maybe you schedule a longer meeting that night to address any changes to the school budget, cause that will, I do believe the budget's going down, so it will impact our budget.
So, okay, so just so I heard that correctly, so not Monday the 6th then, so earlier on Tuesday the 7th.
Yeah, perhaps 6 o'clock on Tuesday, if that's doable.
That's what we've done,
Here
that's
or-
what we've done in the past.
We have,
Right.
we've also had meetings the
At
day
the
before
school,
too, so,
yeah.
I think here makes sense.
Oh, here, okay,
yeah, okay, so you'll post that then?
Yep.
okay.
With the agenda item, well, I guess with that doesn't have to be decided right now.
Town meeting.
That's good, yeah, that works, maybe it's decided then. Okay. Alright, thank you for that. Just open up the agenda again, make sure I'm not forgetting anything, so, policies to review, none of those.
We'll wait till the summer.
After.
Fun summer work.
Matters not reasonably anticipated by the chair, I don't have any.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Is that flag getting put up for Memorial Day?
So
Oh. Please tell me it is.
we have worked with a company in Stowe.
Yeah.
They've said that a pole climber will be coming,
Okay,
climb the pole
okay,
and do a proper fix.
What?
Backup plan would be the fire department assisting us and doing a temporary fix, which would be getting the flag up. But either way, we'll have a flag up for
Okay.
Memorial Day.
alright.
Okay.
You are the 10th person to ask me today.
Well, it
Is he gonna
becomes,
paint the pole on his way down?
I don't know the scope of work, but I hope so.
that's what I,
Paint on its thighs?
that's what I heard.
That's what Bill Shea said.
Yeah, that's what I heard, that he was gonna paint the pole while he was up there.
Great.
Now, Ryan, you
But-
probably know some flag protocol, but for Memorial Day, you know, the flag is run up to the top, then brought down, then later on in the day,
At,
Noon.
at noon,
yep,
the Boy
run
Scouts are
back up.
supposed to be raising it.
So if the event, the program is at noon and the top of the pole is not been fixed and the fire department has to do this, that could be a logistical challenge. Do you still think that's possible?
So ideally, you would do the down and then up, but for the ceremony,
Do what,
worst
what
case,
can be done?
the flag will just stay up
Okay.
to properly honor veterans. I do know a lot about a flag code. I think a lot of it is the spirit, not
Sure.
necessarily the, you know, if you drop the flag on the ground, pick it up,
Yeah.
right, dust it off and try and respect it. So
Yeah.
we'll do the best we can to
Okay.
properly honor the day.
Just so that
We won't have the
Whoever's
fire
in-
department trying to fix it at the
Right,
same
right,
time.
well, just so long everybody knows how that'll be done, if it can't be done the normal way. You don't wanna embarrass the, you know, during the ceremony, figuring that out, that's all. I've been there.
Okay, matters, not I guess just one, I mean, so this will be my last meeting, probably, unless we get another one added, so after 9 years, so it's been a pleasure working with everybody, I'll see everybody at town meeting, but, you know, anyway, that's all I got.
Your
That's
last
it.
meeting is town meeting,
Okay, my last meeting's town meeting.
the big one.
Alright, anyway, okay, any other matters not reasonably anticipated, Mike?
Mike Stahl, 5 Lombard Road. Last year I was not a resident of town, so I didn't get to sit out in the, I was in the peanut gallery, but I did read the requirements of the town meeting and how the moderator was supposed to be used, and I noticed that the protocol wasn't followed. I didn't mention anything during the meeting, I took it up with the moderator after the fact, and what the issue was is that someone was acknowledged, they came up to the podium, and they're supposed to direct everything to the moderator and you folks, basically. But the individual turned around and started to address the town gathering and started this dialogue. It did not get out of hand or anything like that, so I didn't say anything at that time. But I think that it's worth it if we have, you know, significant issues out there, somebody gets up, they wanna speak, all of a sudden they've got the microphone and they don't know how the meeting is supposed to be conducted. I think it's worthwhile clarifying that so we don't run the risk of having, a situation that we can't control, or that, you know, make sure we follow the rules on that.
Yeah, I think we always try to, and you know, but it can't absolutely hurt. I think he probably does talk about the mechanics a little bit, but maybe just a sort of clear explanation of the mechanics, and then sometimes people go rogue.
Yeah.
But still, no, the suggestion's noted.
Okay, thank you.
And the town moderator has complete control of town meeting.
Mm-hmm.
It is his or her show, so, we can only recommend.
Yep.
Oh, that's why I appreciate it if it is mentioned. You know, everybody forgets at some point.
Yeah. Okay, anything else further? So we're public press, anything else? No?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, not debatable, all in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Sounds good.
Don't leave.
Nope, we gotta reprint,
Oh, yeah.
and re-sign.
We're gonna do what?
He's gonna reprint because we changed some things.
Oh,
Right.
So he needs to reprint it
Real,
so
real
we can
quick.
sign it.
I'm gonna work while you talk.
Okay. Article 13, I.
Give him that information.
I will.
What's the pothole? He's got it. Simon Hill. I'm
Cause I was about gonna reinforce it, if Travis has not got that on there, that he go out and take a look at it, 'cause it
There you
is.
go. I wrote it.
It is dangerous,
But it is Simon Hill.
especially at night.
It comes up, you know, kinda quick if you're,
Oh.
you know, 'cause
At
it's just
night,
like.
you can't-
Going 70 on the road
Yeah,
like
really,
you are.
slow down.
I
I
have
mean,
to
come on,
say,
man.
in town I go very
No.
slow.
Hey,
Yeah.
I go on that road all the time, and it is dangerous at night,
Yeah,
because you cannot see it.
No, cause they're windy and dark and yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're like, damn it, I hit it again.
well, and I have little siblings who ride their bikes and stuff, their little bicycles and stuff. And
Yeah, and you get lost in the pothole.
Well,
Just fall in and never to return.
so you done as selectman after this term?
9 years, man. That's it.
Wow.
Job well done.
He's a quitter.
Look better.
Quitter.
It's called-
Yeah, Peter,
It's called bailing at the
Peter
right time.
Walker, the finance board member, who was sitting in the middle of this Peter on this side,
Okay.
is running for that position,
Very good.
and Chris.
Oh, sure. And that's why I didn't ask the question.
Is that a totally different position? Like you're like the head, or you moderate the meetings, or
Right.
is it just
I
selectman?
just need to.
Just a selectman,
Just, and then you guys,
the board determines
who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chair, who's
the
vice
various
chair, and who's
Each
positions
year.
that we have,
Okay.
Yep.
chairman, vice chairman,
Reorganization,
clerk.
it's called, annual
Okay.
reorganization.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the moderator still gets paid $100, I saw that in the thing, that's his, $100. We used to get paid, we got paid 1,650.
I don't remember the
It
650, I remember the 1,000.
1,650, we were paid twice per year.
And then,
Susan
Anita,
Rain.
Anita was
No,
the
no, no,
one.
it was Susan.
Oh, well,
So,
I thought it was
the
Anita,
first like
that's
3
what-
years, maybe
I don't-
we were on it, and then Susan Rain, we were, you know, in this similar scenario where like it was a schools thing, we were trying to bring everything down, and her recommendation, and also because all different committees had different amounts, it was no real
Yeah.
consistency to anything, and she recommended that they just all get eliminated, and it was impossible to say no, so we're like, alright, sure. So, they went away.
I don't know, how do we do it?
What?
How do we get a new chair? Well, we got a vice chair right now.
No, you reorganize every year. So during your first meeting, one of the agenda items would be reorganize, and then whatever happens at that point, happens.
We
So
have
all
to
the
decide.
little sort of behind the scenes kibitzing that you need to do to get that position, you
Do it now.
start soon. But we really can't talk about that because our meeting's closed now.
There was a question from the
Yeah.
public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
it.
Mike, make sure you sign in too.